Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in, come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're Aunt Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Grab a seat, prop your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Come on in now. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah, yeah. Come on in and hit that like, don't forget now. Auntie Mickey's house. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Grown talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house, make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice, respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh, yeah. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. Auntie Mickey's house, that's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. On in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on in and hit the light. Hit the light, hit the light. You're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in her house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light. Hit that light. Oh, you're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Grab a seat, drop your feet, let's sip some tea. Sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You know you're in a house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah. Come on in and hit that light, don't forget. Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Don't talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh yeah. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. That's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. You know you're in a house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on in.
Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm just fooling around with these media assets. How are y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Monday. We made it through another weekend. I want another one. I want another one just like the other one. Oh, man. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. My son, no. My son and his wife went home. So, it's just me and Unc now in the house because the grandchildren ain't here and we are enjoying the peace. We've had 2 weeks of a house full of people, although it wasn't really a house full, but it was more than us. Let's put it like that. So it's just me and Unc now, and we are chilling. We did have to send our son's luggage back because they didn't have enough time to check their luggage, so I had to mail it to them. One of them could have been carried on to the plane, but I'm not gonna say nothing if you don't say nothing. Oh my God. But nevertheless, it makes me want to scream. Makes me want to scream. Yeah, I got another word out here. Hey Jess, how you doing? Look, it's still here. You gotta come get it because I can't get out there. You gotta come get it, Jess. You gotta come get it. But you know it's here. You know it's here. Nevertheless, how is everyone doing this afternoon, evening? I call it evening because it's dark outside. And we're going to have to hit Muckleshoot, Jess, for real. You and I. Tired of going by myself. Sometimes I need somebody to help the old lady. But anyway, and LaWanda, I need your address, please. Email me your address. Camila, you didn't send it to me, so I got to get it from her myself. Hello, Discerning A. Hi, Jamie. Oh, okay. Yeah, LaWanda, please send me your address so I can mail your package to you. Oh, my goodness. Jess was just at Emerald Queen on Saturday for a birthday party. I'm jealous. I only stayed for like only 3 hours. See, that only, we know how only means at the casino, but I understand. Hello, nephew. How are you, sweetie? So good to see you, love. Hello, Satin Doll. Hello, Satin Doll. Discerning 8 is in the house. LaWanda, of course, is here. Let's see, who else do I have here? Mr. Phillips. Hey, Mr. Phillips. How are you? Mr. Phillips, I had a conversation last night with another content creator by the name of OG Patrice. And yeah, she know your uncle. She knows your uncle. Yeah, she's from Chicago. So yeah, we had a nice conversation last night. Hello, Millionaires Code. I told her all about you, Mr. Phillips. I just didn't say your name. I just said one of his subscribers or one of his nephews is my subscriber. And she said, oh, really? I might know him. So I'll see. Inti-hoo. Hello, Cece. Yes, thanks God it's Monday. I'm so grateful that we got through another weekend, but I'm looking forward to the next one already. And that's for real. Hey, Barbara. How are you, sweetheart? So good to see you, love. Let's see. Where are we? I'm scrolling. Oh, see, there you go. Camila, you did ask her to send the address. I'm at the top of the list now instead of the bottom. Should have started from the top. But I always have to end it with my baby. He's always at the top. So, there, where is he? Where is he? I don't see him. He got to be here because everybody's speaking to him. Hello, boo. Hi, I see you now. Good to see you, my love. Good to see you. Don't work too hard. But yes, we had a wonderful day together. Went to the post office, went and got something to eat, came home. He got ready for work. I got ready for my live. Still working. Still working. But anyhow, I'm sure you saw the I'm sure y'all saw the title. Because didn't we just cover Tyler? Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, which we already knew. We know. You cooking, Auntie. I mean, you cooking, Auntie. Jesus, see? That's that geriatric thing coming across. You cooking, Mr. Phillips. There you go. There you go. Cooking for the wife, I'm sure. But yeah, we were just talking about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry and his antics with, you know, trying to act like he ain't that, but we all know. We all know. We all know. But I honestly think that dude is looking for a payout. But we've kind of gotten through Tyler, but Donnie McClurkin now. Donnie McClurkin, which, Donnie claimed years ago to have been delivered from that. Clearly, that's not the case. Okay, Seth Crichton in the good timeline. Gold is only 500 an ounce, and the right mark is strong aging. Okay, I'm not in that conversation. I'm not in that conversation. You'll have to enlighten me later. My nephew says, my grandma loves her some Donnie. Yes, I do too. I love his music. But he fell down and can't get up. He fell down and can't get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got back up. He got up. He fell down several times. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He fell down and fell in. He fell down and fell in. Don't ask me what he fell in. Anywho, we're going to go over that lawsuit today. That's why I'm late, because I was trying to get it up. Ooh, did I say get it up? I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, I need a noise for that one. Boom. Yeah, I didn't mean that one, but okay. Now that I've said it, yeah. Dang, that's a lot of laughter. I didn't mean that much. Why are they still laughing? It wasn't that funny. Shut up. Stop. Okay, stop. Stop. Ooh, get out of here. Okay. That's a lot of laughter. Why did I pull that up? I gotta cut that one down. That's a lot of laughter. Anywho. Did you grow an appendage, Auntie Mickey? An appendage where? Where did I grow an appendage? Oh, down there? No. No, my appendage is at work. Yeah, I saw a lot of emails about Trump and Venezuela. It's funny that, and I'm not going to talk about Trump tonight. I'm not, but I will say this about that fool. He had the nerve to talk about Biden being Sleepy Joe. Have you seen this joker lately standing up at press conferences and falling asleep? Have y'all seen that? Literally standing there at a press conference about Venezuela, and he's doing one of these numbers. Had the nerve to talk about Sleepy Joe. Yeah, Jamal Bryant and yeah, his wife. I- I remember her from the Housewives of Atlanta. Was it Atlanta? No, uh, the other place, over there by DC, Potomac. What's her name again? So, y'all help me out. Oh, High Yellow. She looked like she could have been my sister. Uh, you know who I'm talking about. Jamal's wife, which they were separated. Wasn't they divorced while she was doing that show? Anyway, yeah, somebody need to dress her for real. I mean, for real. She was one of the tackiest dressers I saw on that show. Giselle, thank you, Satin. Giselle. Giselle is so beautiful. She is such a beautiful woman, but she needs some help in the wardrobe department, for real. And with this dress, hey, I know she gonna be Giselle. Giselle is Giselle. I'm like Giselle. Exactly. I'm a lot like Giselle in that, I'm gonna be me, regardless of who I'm with, who I'm married to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go to church looking like a hoe. My mama taught me better than that. So, with that said, Giselle is gonna be Giselle. But if you're gonna dress like a hoe, at least, pick something more attractive, I guess. Who knows? If there's such a thing to be dressed up like a hoe and be attractive. A $2 hoe. $2 hoe. And she won't even put that $2 in the plate. Trust me. Giselle is his. Wait a minute. Giselle is his. No, Giselle is Jamal's wife, ex-wife. Yeah. Deb said wrong wife. Which wife we talking about? Yeah, Giselle is the ex-wife. But I thought at one point in time they was calling themselves getting back together. But then again, I'm out of touch. Right. They divorced. That's what I thought. But I thought that maybe they got back together or something. But who cares? Don't go to church looking like a hoe. That's my philosophy. That's my take on that. Whether you're married to him or not. You know. Oh, the new wife had on a risque dress. See, I didn't see the new wife, but I know Giselle. She needs to get somebody. Right, that's not his wife now. But Giselle needs to learn how to dress appropriately too. I've seen some stuff that she's had on that. Mm, that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Giselle needs help in the wardrobe area. Some things just ain't fit for church. Point blank. I know he said, "Come as you are," and she can be. She can be better than what she's coming as. It was worn at a ball, so I'm still on the fence. Oh, she wore a dress. Okay, I don't. Which one are you talking about, Satin? Giselle or the new wife? The dress was not worn in church. It was worn at a ball, so I'm still on the fence about it. The new wife is who Pastor Bryant called out in his pool. What? See, he needs to be cool too. Well, either way it go, I question anybody that's married to Jamal anyway, past or present, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Point blank. Period. I don't care if I do have kids. He got other kids too, don't he? Don't he got other women? Does he got other women or other kids? I can't remember, but I know he's dipping the stick somewhere else outside of the marital bed. So either way it goes. Pastor Bryant said, Wait, Pastor Bryant said he chose the dress for his wife to wear to the ball. I don't care if he chose it or not. If it was hoish looking, as a woman of God, you should be more cognizant. You know, who knows? I didn't see the dress, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I just questioned both of them. Why are y'all even dealing with that man for? I know Giselle has $3 by him, but the other chick, I mean, really, yeah, it's just Jamal Bryant. You need to be single. That's what you need to be. You need to be single until you can control your dick. I, I'm just saying what I'm saying. Hello, Desire and Fire. How are you? Happy New Year, sweetie. Hi, Millionaires Cove. Did I see you earlier? I'm sorry if I missed you earlier. You know, I get to talking and I forget what I'm talking about. But anyway, let me get back to what I'm here for. I'm here to talk about Donnie McClurkin. Donnie McClurkin is being sued by a young man that was in his church, and actually at some point in time was employed by him. And yeah, let me go ahead and get started. Okay, Millionaires Cove, I'm glad I saw you. Okay, let me pull this up, bro. First, I want to show you what the young man looks like. His name is Giuseppe. Hold on just a second here. Good old Giuseppe. So Giuseppe, this is Giuseppe here. Nice looking young man. He's a lot younger than... Hello, Anne. Yes, yeah, that's what I thought, boo. His first wife left him because he had outside kids. He couldn't keep his dipstick out of her. Or out of... never mind. This is Giuseppe. His last name is Corletto. Giuseppe Corletto. Nice looking young man. And apparently he was kind of struggling, with his sexuality. I had to say that real fast so you two don't trip on me. You know what I'm saying? So let me fix this real quick. There we go. That's better. So this is Giuseppe. And it says here, Donnie McClurkin, a Grammy-winning gospel singer and pastor, sexually abused a young man over several years and wrote an apology email declaring himself a dirty old man, according to a new lawsuit. We're going to go over that because I got the receipts. Giuseppe Corletto says in the lawsuit that he was struggling to reconcile his sexuality with his faith when he sought out McClurkin in 2003. That's right, Mr. Phillips. He can't control his pipe. He doesn't know whether to smoke it or put it away. He's smoking it more than putting it away. Anywho, the lawsuit says Corletto, then 21, went to McClurkin's church in Long Island, New York, after reading his autobiographical book, which described how God helped him overcome the curse of homosexuality. At the church event, McClurkin talked about being raped as a child, which resonated with me because that's similar to my story. This is not me talking. This is the reporter, or Corletto. Corletto said in an interview with NBC News. So this young man was interviewed by NBC News. And says he said he was brought to meet Mr. McClurkin after the event, and the man took an immediate interest in him. At first it was all very innocent and what I thought was mentoring Corletto said in the interview. But he now believes he was being groomed from the start. McClurkin began to abuse Corletto, the M word, Mo. Yeah, I got to think of a word for that one. McClurkin began to Momo Corletto during Pray the Gay Away. I'm sorry. Oh, God, I'm about to choke. I'm about to choke. Hold on. Oh, my God, that was funny. Pray the Gay Away. Lord, help me. I don't want to be gay no more. Lord Jesus, let me get on my knees without someone else behind me, Lord. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm sorry. Hello, Inquisitive. How are you? Welcome to the chat, sweetheart. Yeah, I'm kind of ill over here. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. It's just a little. Every now and then I go into, prayer mode. Corletto struggled to process these. Wait a minute, did I jump? Oh, yeah, I did. McClurkin began to Momo Corletto during Pray the Gay Away spiritual sessions, the lawsuit says, and the abuse escalated over the next several years. Hallelujah. You had to pray to get away. Hallelujah. Okay, stop, Mick, stop. During this period, Corletto worked as McClurkin's assistant and regularly traveled with him, according to the lawsuit. Corletto struggled to process these incidents of actual abuse, as McClurkin was both his mentor and employer, making it difficult for him to speak out about the abuse he had suffered, the lawsuit says. And there we have good old Cutie Pie. We fall down, but we get up. We get all up in that booty when I won't lay back down. Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's wide open. I can't help myself. An attorney for McClurkin, now 66, said the allegations are categorically false. At no time did Pastor McClurkin engage in any form of actual abuse, assault, or actual coercion of Mr. Corletto, the attorney, Greg Lisi, said in a statement. The claims set forth in the lawsuit grossly mischaracterized their interactions, which occurred over a decade, and some accusations over 2 decades ago. That's a long time. That's a long time to go through whatever you going through. Now, you guys, I haven't read this lawsuit yet, so we're going to be doing this together. So, all these allegations are contradicted by the real facts. After an alleged sexual assault at a Niagara Falls hotel in 2013, the lawsuit says Mr. McClurkin wrote Corletto an email apologizing for his actions. And it goes on to say, and I guess this is in the lawsuit. So I'm not going to read what was said because we're going to go over that in the lawsuit. The gospel singer turned pastor has won 3 Grammy Awards and sold millions of albums. His path to stardom was paved in part by Oprah Winfrey. Good old Oprah. Yes. I'm going to reserve my comments about Oprah, who in 1996 declared his self-titled album as one of her favorite things. Of course she did. But his childhood was brutal. Mr. McClurkin wrote in his 2001 book, Eternal Victim Eternal Victor, that an uncle actually abused him when he was 8, which he believes caused his homosexuality. A seed had been planted, McClurkin wrote, a seed that would be my lot to struggle with for many years to come. He said in the book that reading scripture helped him to overcome the struggle. There are many more things that need to be done to break the curse of homosexuality, but that's another book, McClurkin wrote. Well, clearly that's not working right now. If you still, okay, shut up. Corletto says when he read McClurkin's book, he felt an immediate connection. They both grew up poor in New York. He says that he too was sexually abused by a relative as a young boy. Corletto said he went to McClurkin's church and followed his guidance, hoping for the same outcome. I truly did believe he was fully delivered from homosexuality, Corletto said in the interview. I was doing whatever they were saying to rid myself of it. So apparently this young man was struggling with his homosexuality and the fact that it didn't agree with what he believed spiritually. That's what this young man's problem was. There's him again. Corletto said he became McClurkin's assistant in 2004, and about 2 years passed before McClurkin began to grope him during Pray the Gay Away sessions. I can't get past that name. Pray the Gay Away. Pray the Gay Away. Okay. That'd be a good name for a book. On work trips, the abuse escalated to grape, Corletto said in the interview and in his lawsuit. And the rest of this stuff in this interview, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump to the lawsuit because all this is covered in there. So hold-de-do. Just a second. I'm going to go ahead and share this lawsuit with you. If you give me just a moment of your time. Yes. Hallelujah. This is filed in New York, Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of New York. Giuseppe Corletto is the plaintiff against Donald A. McClurkin Jr., defendant. Oh. So this is actually the summons. Let me get on down here to the nitty-gritty. Here's the verified complaint. Hello, Lisa Bruno. How are you? Good to see you, my love. Okay, it says plaintiff Giuseppe Corletto complaining of defendant Donald A. McClurkin Jr. by his attorneys Reingold, whatever, and I can't pronounce none of these other names, and Hellman, LLP, respectfully alleges upon information and belief the following. This is an action brought pursuant to the Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Law, New York City Administrative Code, blah, blah, blah. This complaint is based on the sexual assaults and rape that plaintiffs suffered at the hands of defendant Donald A. McClurkin Jr. throughout the United States, including in the state and city of New York. That at all times relevant plaintiff Giuseppe Corletto, hereinafter Corletto, was a New York State resident. That at all times relevant defendant Donald A. McClurkin Jr., hereinafter McClurkin, was and is a New York State resident. That at all times relevant, defendant McClurkin was and is a famous gospel artist and preacher. And now here we go with the facts. The facts, according to the plaintiff. That on or about August 3rd, 2003, when plaintiff Corletto was 21 years old, he was a young boy. I mean, he wasn't a minor, but he was a youngin'. Yes, he was a youngin'. He first met defendant McClurkin at defendant's church in Long Island, New York, after reading defendant's book entitled Eternal Victim, Eternal Victor, which centered on being delivered from homosexuality. At that time, defendant's church, Perfecting Faith Church, was holding outdoor service referred to as Church Without Walls. Get your head out of the gutter, Mick. Stop it. Church Without Walls. Okay. They were having outdoor services referred to as Church Without Walls, where individuals would share testimonies regarding their own deliverance from homosexuality, turning tricks, rugs, and other circumstances. I gotta be creative with the words that I say, because YouTube be popping a sister. Because plaintiff was struggling with the acceptance of his sexuality in light of his religious beliefs, he sought out defendant McClurkin for guidance. You heard of this church before, LaWanda? I've heard of Perfecting Church. Didn't they have a Perfecting Church? Wasn't that one of the Winans churches too? The one that was raising the money and told the woman off because I think that's the name of that church too, Perfecting Church. But the name of this church is Perfecting Faith Church. So I guess it's a thing with these gospel singers. They perfect. Shit. Okay, so because plaintiff was struggling with the acceptance of his sexuality in light of his religious beliefs, he sought out defendant McClurkin for guidance. That after the service on or about August 3rd, 2003, plaintiff was brought to meet defendant McClurkin, who prayed with him and assured him the defendant would help deliver him from homosexuality. That's right, Marvin Winans Church is the Perfecting Church. Now don't get him confused with Marvin Sapp, the shut the door, close the door. You know, what's up with these gospel singers? What is it? Think about it. It just occurred to me. Marvin Sapp, Marvin Winans, now we got Donnie McClurkin. But now Marvin Sapp, he was just saying, shut the door. I ain't letting nobody out until you pay this money. Anyway, some about the gospel singers, they become preachers and they lose their minds. They lose their minds. Shortly thereafter, one of defendant's ministers who confessed to plaintiff that he too was struggling with his homosexuality began persistently contacting plaintiff, showing up to plaintiff's home unannounced, and even making advances toward plaintiff. Now, this is not Donnie McClurkin doing this. This is one of his ministers. So you got folks on the staff that ain't delivered. Hello, light. You got folks on the staff that are pursuing men for the purpose of walking through the back door. Walking through the back door. Don't want to use the front door. The front door is just too much like right. They want to go through the back door. God didn't mean for you to go through the back door. That's why he made the front door. Oh, Lord. Okay, come on, stop doing this. This computer be tripping. Due to this harassment, plaintiff, who had only attended defendant's church for about 3 weeks at this point, began missing church services and considered leaving altogether. Shortly thereafter, plaintiff received a call directly from defendant McClurkin, where defendant reassured that this harassing minister was being, quote, dealt with, unquote, and that this was a test from God, to which plaintiff passed. I have a problem with that one because I personally do not believe that God tests you in that manner. I know Satan does. So again, I'm not trying to pass judgment on how this man preaches, teaches, or whatever, or deals with spirituality, but I don't know if he's still making albums, but he's still singing. That man is always gonna sing, Camille. That man's voice, look, he may do all kinds of dirt, but listen, that man got a voice. That man's music is flawless. Flawless music. But anyway, he says that this was a test from God, to which the plaintiff passed. Nah, I call cap on that one. God doesn't test you in that manner. If he knows that this is an issue that you're praying to him for help with, why would he throw it in your face? That ain't how God operates. Sorry. Don't be blaming the devil's work on God, Mr. McClurkin. Don't do that. Don't make other people fall down. You fell down, that's your business. Plaintiff and defendant McClurkin then developed a mentor-mentee relationship. Eventually, defendant offered plaintiff the position of executive personal assistant, which plaintiff accepted. During plaintiff's time as defendant McClurkin's personal assistant, they engaged in pray the gay away spiritual section. I can't say that without laughing. Okay. Hold on. Let me sip my tea. Okay. Let me see if I can do this without laughing. Okay. During plaintiff's time as defendant McClurkin's personal assistant, they engaged in pray the gay away spiritual sessions. Hello, Chandra. How are you? During which defendant McClurkin groped plaintiff's genitals, all without consent. Was he groping at the time they were praying? They engaged in pray the gay away spiritual sessions, during which defendant McClurkin groped plaintiff's genitals, all without consent. So you praying and groping at the same time? Ooh wee. Ooh wee, ooh wee. I gotta pick another song to clown you about now. Plaintiff struggled to process these incidents of sexual abuse, as defendant was both his mentor and employer, making it difficult for him to speak out about the abuse he had suffered. During this time, defendant McClurkin would set up scenarios with plaintiff and other men, much like with the aforementioned minister, framing them as tests from God to see how plaintiff would react. Come on over here, y'all. Let me see if you gonna fall for it. Come on. We gonna do a test. Let's do a test run. I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna see if you jump for it. Really? Hoo-wee. One such test came when plaintiff and defendant were staying at the Atlantis Resort in Nassau, Bahamas, where defendant invited a male model to plaintiff's hotel room in an attempt to coerce plaintiff into sexual activity. So you hired a hoe. They said a male model, but what if he would have a potential hoe? He hired a potential hoe, basically. I'm gonna hire this potential hoe to come on over and see if you'll, you know, get what to get down. We gonna test you. When plaintiff reported to the defendant that he was able to resist the male model's advances, sexual advances, defendant praised him, laid his hands on plaintiff, and told him that he had passed another test. Okay, maybe I'm reading into this too much because I'm looking at these two statements. One such test came when plaintiff and defendant were staying at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas, where defendant invited a male model to plaintiff's hotel room in an attempt to coerce plaintiff into sexual activity. My question is, was the defendant there at that time, or did he just hire somebody and send them over? That's what it sounds like. When plaintiff reported to defendant that he was able to resist the male model's advances, defendant praised him, laid his hands on plaintiff, and told him that he had passed another test. I'm trying to visualize this. Ooh, this is too big. It's deep. In 2007, plaintiff traveled with defendant McClurkin and his family to California for a business trip. Defendant also brought his, at the time, girlfriend. Donnie brought his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, because he ain't with her no more. Wonder why. Therein, in defendant McClurkin's hotel room, defendant instructed plaintiff to remove defendant's shoes. Okay, where was the girlfriend then? They don't say nothing about that. McClurkin and his family. In 2007, plaintiff traveled with defendant McClurkin and his family to California for a business trip. Defendant also brought his, at the time, girlfriend. Okay, we get that part right. Therein, in defendant McClurkin's hotel room, defendant instructed plaintiff to remove defendant's shoes. So apparently the plaintiff he came to Donnie's room and everybody was gone, or wherever they were at in California. So it was just the two of them. Donnie told him to take his shoes off. Defendant McClurkin then removed his pants. I wasn't expecting that. Defendant McClurkin then removed his pants, exposed himself to plaintiff, grabbed him, pulled him onto the bed, and forcefully kissed and groped plaintiff's body. Oh dear. Wasn't he scared somebody might walk in? Or was it just his room? I digress. Because they said your girlfriend came too. So did she have her own room? What? I don't know. Plaintiff cried and pled for defendant McClurkin to stop. But defendant McClurkin continued touching him in an attempt to arouse him. Defendant McClurkin then forcefully grabbed plaintiff's whacker and performed oral, you know what, on him. Hey, Ron Cooley, how are you? Yeah, maybe she was watching him. You think? Defendant McClurkin then forcefully grabbed plaintiff's wackadoo and performed oral on him, all without plaintiff's consent. Plaintiff begged defendant McClurkin to stop while crying, but defendant continued assaulting him. These are two men, right? Equally, I would hope one would, especially if one is younger than the other, the 22-year-old couldn't get off me. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into this the wrong way. Who knows? Because remember, he's dabbling. He's struggling with this behavior. This is what he's going to church so he doesn't get these urges. He's trying to overcome this lifestyle. And the one that he's going to help him be delivered is the very one that's doing it to him, giving him the get down that he so much wants to get away from. Exactly, Anne. Ron Cooley. He says, what in the black people is going on with crap? I guess there is a lot of horny activity going on. Shaking my damn head. You know what? I'm here to tell you, it seems that way, don't it? Defendant McClurkin then forcibly grabbed plaintiff's wackadoo and inserted it into defendant's back door, thereby forcing plaintiff to engage in backdoor pow-pow with defendant until defendant popped off. Defendant McClurkin then forcibly grabbed plaintiff's pee-pee and inserted it into his own behind, therefore forcing plaintiff to engage in anal with defendant until oh my. Okay, here's where I have a problem with this one, because I'm going visual, y'all. You grab somebody by the you know what and shove it in your own you know what. Y'all following me here? And make them bang away? Yeah, that part too, Ron. That's another. Oh boy. Well, I'm not gonna pass judgment. Not gonna pass judgment. But if you are putting the other person in the position of power, let's put it like this. Who has the power? The one in the back, or the one who's in power? The one giving or receiving? Who's in power? The one banging away or the one getting banged away? Because according to this, the plaintiff is in the back. The one in the back is the one with the power. Okay, this is graphic. I sure wouldn't think. Defendant McClurkin then forcibly grabbed plaintiff's and inserted it into his own, thereby forcing plaintiff to engage in backdoor la with defendant. So he forced, yeah, it sounds like the one who is banging away would be the one in power. That's my point. And in this particular scenario, the one that's doing the banging is not the defendant, it's the plaintiff. So I guess you got him riled up and he couldn't turn away. He could, hey, I'm in it now. Might as well finish. Forcibly, thereby forcing plaintiff to engage in backdoor, you know what, with defendant until defendant popped off. Oh dear. When plaintiff confronted defendant McClurkin afterwards, defendant pretended to have no recollection of the assault and blamed his behavior on side effects of his medication. Man, shut up. Man, I was so high I couldn't control myself. I don't even remember a thing. Stop. Hey, Catherine. Oh, this surprised you, sweetie? Oh, honey, it don't surprise me. It really don't. When people tell me that they've been delivered from something like this, chances are you're going to fall. You know, I'm sorry to put it like that, but I know God can change everything, but sometimes, man, throws a monkey wrench in the plan. So it says defendant McClurkin further manipulated plaintiff, blaming him for the incident and convincing him that he was the sole culpable party. As a result, plaintiff experienced intense shame and confusion. So what could he have possibly said to him to convince him that he's the one at fault? Defendant blamed the plaintiff for the incident. Why? Because you were the one that was receiving? Yeah, he fell down and he got up again and again and again and again. Defendant McClurkin exploited this tactic repeatedly, coercing plaintiff into further unwanted sexual acts over the next 6 years. I'm going to say that again. Defendant McClurkin exploited this tactic repeatedly, coercing plaintiff into further unwanted acts over the next 6 years. It sounds like McClurkin knew that this man was weak. He wasn't delivered yet. And he definitely took advantage of that. Oh my goodness. Defendant McClurkin also engaged in numerous other incidents of groping and forcibly touching while plaintiff was working for him at his church. Now, that's a problem. Because we've got this situation about employee-employer relationship now. And we know what the laws are about that. Defendant would secretly grope plaintiff before going to preach, inducing plaintiff to cry, and then using plaintiff's tears to encourage other congregants to openly express emotion. Oh, that is foul. Come on, Donnie. You're going to squeeze him by the cuckoo, and when he cries, you're going to show it to the congregation like, this brother, he's in the spirit. Look at that. He is feeling the spirit. But he's actually crying because you grabbed him by the lightning rod. Exactly, Ron. Listen, for doing what he was doing, you would think he was weak. He may want to call Todd. Shame on us. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make a joke of this, but I'm raised in the church and I see this. I see I see the music department especially, especially in the music department. We always got one in the music department that's, yes, hallelujah, can sing, play the play the piano, direct the choir with all the spirit in them, all flamboyant and shit. Oh my goodness, I can see it now. I can see this now. I really can. I can see how this could go down. But there is still some accountability. I, to some degree, some small degree, there's some accountability here. During this period, in about 2007, defendant McClurkin took plaintiff on another business trip to Atlantic City, New Jersey, for a speaking engagement. Thereat, defendant claimed the hotel had mistakenly booked only one room and eventually persuaded plaintiff to stay in the same room as him. Now, if you had an incident with him before at a hotel, whether the room was mistakenly booked as the two of them, wouldn't you go get your own room rather than let your alleged abuser persuade you to stay with him in the same room? Again, there's some accountability going here that needs to be done. We can't put it all on Donnie, at least at this point right now. We can't put it all on Donnie. This man stuck your member in his backside, and you have no control whatsoever to pull out, run, none of that. That's right, Ron. Ron said, but you know what, Auntie? This is so sad. The entertainment sucks. Everything is coming out from years past. Absolutely. This ain't nothing new under the sun. Not at all. But you know, these people are coming out for the bag too, left and right. And it's hard to differentiate who was really down for it and when things got, you know, when it ran its course, somebody couldn't let that. So that here we are. We're in court now. You know, it's just there's always two sides to a story. I'll just put it like that. Oh my goodness. This one here though. Defendant claimed the hotel had mistakenly booked only one room and eventually persuaded plaintiff to stay in the same room as him. Now, let me just put myself in the equation. If I have if I have an issue with a female that rides that way and I don't, and she's already gotten out of line with me one time, you ain't gonna have another chance with me behind closed doors alone. Under any circumstances. You don't put yourself back in the same position that you were in like the last time. Accountability. Better safe than sorry. If this was done to you once before, why would you put yourself in that same exact position again? Now, some might say, oh, well, the hotel didn't have any more rooms. Well, they ain't the only hotel. We ain't got to stay in the same hotel. But I'll be damned if I stay in the same hotel room as the guy that did what they said he did, which I'm questioning that. I think it was the one in power is the one that is controlling the situation in that vulnerable act. That vulnerable act of one behind you and one on his hands and knees. Who's got the power at that point in time? The one in the back. The one in the back has control of the situation at that time. You can pull out and run. You can pull out and knock him upside his head. You can do a lot of things to put a stop to that. But no, you were the one in. You was in. Bang, 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 bang. That was his position at that moment. Is it great if you're the one penetrating? Is it great if you're the one that's penetrating? Technically? Let me see what Ron said. Ron said it's either murking or sex in the entertainment industry. How about giving funds to the homeless, hungry, or the sick, but no, like me, trick this away or be sued? Yeah. This is a dirty business, I tell you. Yeah. When I go through these lawsuits like this, I pick it apart meticulously. Maybe I shouldn't, but this is what a jury would do. That's how I look at it. Therein, while plaintiff slept on the couch, so clearly he stayed in the room with Tyler. I mean, not Tyler. Jesus, help me, Lord. Donnie. Donnie convinced him to stay in the room. This is the only room they have. Might as well make the best of it. You can lay on the couch. I'll lay in the bed and I won't bother you. Therein, while plaintiff slept on the couch, he awoke to defendant McClurkin performing oral baluba on him, all without plaintiff's consent. He doesn't say if he finished or not. Let me shut up. On another occasion, I'm sorry, I shouldn't pick it apart like this, but there's little details that are left out of this. It's those details that make it important, though. That deciphers if it was really molestation or, oh, you woke up and let him finish. It doesn't say he pushed him off. He just said he woke up and he was sucking him off. And that's all we hear. Without his permission, of course. I didn't tell him he could suck my dick. But I woke up and he was sucking my dick. What was I supposed to do? I finished. I didn't push him off. I mean, none of that is said. It doesn't say I pushed him off. It doesn't say, I let him finish or I finished and then I left the room. It doesn't say none of that. It doesn't say. It says I woke up and he was sucking me off without my permission. Okay, moving on. On another occasion, in or about 2007, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff in a hotel room located in Long Island, New York, under circumstances similar to those in the previous California incident. So, what does that mean? On On another occasion, in or about 2007, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff in a hotel room located in Long Island, New York, under circumstances similar to those in the previous California incident. So you let it happen again. You okay? So first time, fool me once, shame on me. Wait, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. What does it say about the third time? Because the second time, you're saying that they booked a room, only one room was available or whatever, there was a mistake, and you stayed in that room. Yes, 2007 was this second one. I mean, this third one. During this period, yeah, they went to Atlantic City, New Jersey in 2007. And then after that, they went to Long Island in 2007. Same year. Hi, highly sensitive introvert. How are you? So we're talking about two times in 1 year. The first time it was 2000. Well, this wasn't the first time, but in terms of this hotel room thing, 2007, the first time you guys end up in the same hotel room and you wake up to him sucking you off. And that's as far as you say in the lawsuit. You don't say what you did about it. It doesn't say statute of limitations. Okay. It doesn't say, you jumped up. It doesn't say that you ran. It doesn't say that you told him stop, or it doesn't say nothing. It just says he was sucking me off without my permission. It doesn't say I resisted. It doesn't say anything. Well, we're going to get to that too, Ron. Ron, bad boy. But why now? Is it money? It went on for 6 years. Is his butt sore? I am sick to my stomach. God gave this man a gift to become famous, and he out there doing diddy crap. But that's half the doggone industry when you think about it. The truth can be, look, a lie can sound like the truth, and the truth can sound like a lie. It's just how it, there's always this side, and then the truth. So, we'll just see. So, it says on another occasion, in or about 2007, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff in a hotel room located in Long Island, New York, under circumstances similar to those in the previous California incident. So, first time didn't teach you a lesson. Second time clearly didn't teach you a lesson. So you go in a third time and stay in a hotel room with him alone. And then we go on another occasion, in or about 2008, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff at defendant's home in Rockville Center, New York, and yacked off in front of plaintiff and forced plaintiff to watch. On another occasion, in about 2008, the same year, defendant McClurkin drove plaintiff to a park in Rockville Center, New York, under the pretense of going grocery shopping. Groceries, oh boy. Therein, defendant forced plaintiff to perform oral on him until he finished. On another occasion, in or about 2008, at a hotel in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, New York, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff, forcefully kissing plaintiff and groping his... Plaintiff tried to leave, but the door was locked. Therein, defendant McClurkin performed oral on plaintiff and then forced plaintiff's member into defendant's back door while pinning plaintiff against the wall. Okay, let's picture this. Let's just get a visual. He done already done this to you several times. You claim that he's done all these things to you, and again, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. I'm doing a visual. This is called plain and common sense. Well, Barbara, he was his assistant. He worked for him. Wait, all money ain't good money. But that's what helps this young man. He worked for him. That's what is on his side. However, there's something called plain and common sense for one thing. Therein, defendant McClurkin performed. Okay, so on another occasion in or about 2008 at a hotel in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, New York, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff, forcefully kissing plaintiff and groping his jacket. Plaintiff tried to leave, but the door was locked. Therein, defendant McClurkin performed. See, there's a lot going on. There's a gap right there. What did you do when you saw the door was locked? Did you run? Did he chase you around the room? What happened? Therein, defendant McClurkin performed oral on him and then forced this young man's thing into McClurkin's back door while pinning the young man against the wall. So here we've got two separate situations where they're saying that Donnie took this man's member and rammed it up his own back door, and this man had no control as to how. Can't you get out of the way? I mean, can you kick him? I mean, I'm visualizing this stuff, and I'm not hearing anything about two men fighting. See, in the last lawsuit, we're talking about an alleged gay man and a man who's not. And we can see if a man who doesn't roll this way, if somebody's trying to make him do something, he gonna put up a fight in some kind of way. Ron, this young man was 22 years old, 21, 22 years old. Donnie is 66 now. This is a young man. And he couldn't defend himself off of this old man. And see, again, this young man remember, he's dealing with his homosexuality. He doesn't want to be, out of the line of God. He doesn't want to be out of the will of God. I understand what his struggle would have been. He goes to a man of God who has struggled with what he's struggling with right now. And this man of God who is supposed to be able to help him and has expertise in conquering this thing. Instead, he's taking advantage of this man's weakness. That's what we have to really consider, that this man is not professing to be straight. He is admitting that he's struggling with his sexuality. There's clearly a struggle. And you've got this person here that's capitalizing it. It lasted 6 years, Ron. It lasted 6 years. There's definitely a spiritual warfare going on with this young man. I understand that. And I think he's being caught at a weak point. It's just like being on substances, illegal substances. This is no different. Okay. I want to kick this habit of smoking crack. Well, first of all, the first thing you got to do is get away from those that smoke crack. Point blank, period. If you don't want to be tempted, don't go around it. First and foremost, if you have a substance abuse problem, the last thing you want to do is go around the substance. In this particular case, the defendant is the substance. The plaintiff doesn't want to indulge in what the defendant is doing behind closed doors. It's counteracting what his whole spiritual warfare is all about. Clearly, Donnie hasn't overcome. So if you are, let me put it to you like this. If you are dealing with substance abuse and you go to a facility that is going to help you kick that habit, and you find out that the entire staff is smoking crack in the back room, or the place, the owner or director of this place is dealing these substances, are you going to stay there? Or are you going to be weak and fall for it every time because that's what you're battling? You see where I'm going with this? Donnie is not, he's not completely out of the woods with this. He's wrong as hell. Because this young man went to him for help, and instead he got pushed deeper and deeper in what he was fighting against. Exactly, Ron. Ron says, at some point we have to have a conversation about these topics. We have been quiet for too long. We stop people by telling someone else to seek help. Exactly. And sometimes when they seek help, when they go to help, sometimes the help they go to is from jumping from the fire into the, you know what I mean, from the frying pan into the fire. This is a clear indication of that. He went to Donnie McClurkin because Donnie McClurkin wrote a book saying, I overcame this. And this young man is like, oh my God, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Let me go to his church. First thing, the first red flag, one of his ministers come and he's hitting on him. I'm trying to get away from this nonsense. What is this dude being one of his ministers? So he stops going. McClurkin calls him, tells him, I'll take care of it. He's out of line. And the first time they see each other eye to eye and in a presence of being alone with each other, he pushes up on him too. I would run away. Exactly. He came, but he never got over it, because here, the very thing you're trying to kick, the leader is the one that's pushing it in your face. It's just like a pusher on the street. I'll give you a job, man. I'll give you a job. You work for me. Dangling carrots. I give you a nice cushy job. You'll have to travel with me, of course. And when by traveling with him, you're being put into compromising positions at that point. All money ain't good money. Hey, Anthony, how are you, love? So good to see you. I would love to hear your point of view about this, Anthony, because you're a man of God. You understand what we're talking about. So let me move on, because I don't want to keep y'all here all night. We may have to do a part two. But it says here, on another occasion in or about 2008, at a hotel in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, New York, defendant McClurkin forced himself on plaintiff, forcefully kissing plaintiff and groping his blah blahs. Plaintiff tried to leave, but the door was locked. Therein, defendant McClurkin performed oral on plaintiff and then forced plaintiff's member into defendant's backside while pinning plaintiff against the wall. Throughout this period, plaintiff attempted to quit on multiple occasions. Defendant, however, denied plaintiff's requests, further coercing him to stay by telling plaintiff that his deliverance and purpose were tied to defendant. Defendant McClurkin compared plaintiff to the biblical figures of Elijah and Elisha to further manipulate him and convince him that he needed defendant. Man, you can't convince me of nothing, man. I came to you to kick this, and you the one putting it on me. Ain't nothing you can tell me about biblical figures or that Bible that would tell me otherwise. But see, this is what happens when you put all of your faith in man and not in God. You look into this popular gospel artist who's sold millions of dollars worth of music, and he's a wonderful singer and a pastor and all these things. You're looking to him more than you look into the man above. I look to the hills from which cometh my help, not from Donnie, but from God. You looking at the wrong one, man. You looked to the wrong one. You don't keep going to the crack house if you're trying to kick crack. This is no different. This does not excuse Donnie McClurkin. Donnie McClurkin is wrong as hell, spiritually and physically. He's wrong as hell on both counts. First of all, you selling a lie to the public, claiming that you kicked that problem, you kicked that habit. Oh, I'm not gay no more. The Lord has delivered me. You're lying to the people. And when you're lying to the people and you raising money off of that, now you're scamming the people. Whether you can sing or not, you're selling a bill of goods that is not true. I'd have more respect for Donnie if he just stayed gay and sang. I'd have more respect for him rather than stay in the church, pretend that you're something that you're really not, and still let your gift, because God's going to give you a gift regardless. God gave him a gift, and if that's your way of making your money, make your money, boo-boo. But don't be lying to the people, because now you're stepping into an area that can condemn you. This is what the gospel. Wait a minute. Barbara said this is what the gospel storm was bringing out about all the people in the gospel world. There's a lot more that we don't know about, Barbara. Don't get starstruck and be blinded by the shine with all the issues they still going through. Exactly, Anthony. Let's move on. Plaintiff also confided in church staff members about defendant McClurkin's misconduct and abuse, including Renee Minter-Carr, Shavetta Green, and Terrell Middleton regarding defendant misconduct, but no action was taken. In 2008, plaintiff ultimately secured employment with a Christian broadcasting network in New York and successfully resigned from his position with defendant McClurkin. Boom! You finally left him. Oh shoot. He finally left him. But listen to what the next line says. However, because defendant McClurkin was a gospel artist, plaintiff continued to encounter him through his new employment. You can't blame that on. No, 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 no. In April 2012, plaintiff began working for an airline. During training in Orlando, Florida, defendant discovered plaintiff's hotel location through one of plaintiff's friends and appeared uninvited at plaintiff's hotel room. Now here's my question. How did Donnie know that you were in Orlando? This is 2012. You've left the church. You've left his employ. You're no longer employed with him. See, there's some gaps in here I'm talking about. It's like, there's some things that you ain't telling us. We've gone from 2008 to 2012. In 2008, plaintiff ultimately secured employment with a Christian broadcasting network in New York and left the company, left the position with Donnie McClurkin. Okay, you're no longer employed by Donnie McClurkin. However, 4 years later, in April 2012, plaintiff began working for an airline. During training in Orlando, Florida, defendant discovered plaintiff's hotel location through one of plaintiff's friends and appeared uninvited at plaintiff's hotel room. So he just happened to talk to one of your friends, find out that you're there. That's possible. What about your friends? So Donnie found out that he was in Orlando and went and found his hotel room. Well, let's see what we find out, Ron. Thereat, defendant McClurkin begged plaintiff to allow him, stating that they needed to talk. Plaintiff, not wanting to make a scene, given defendant's celebrity status and public recognition, reluctantly agreed to let defendant inside his room. Oh my God, here we go again. How many times has he been in the same room with Donnie? Alone. Just in this lawsuit. It says that he appeared uninvited at plaintiff's hotel room. He didn't have to get in. You didn't have to let him in. Ain't that what happened last time? You end up in the same hotel room and look what happened. Defendant McClurkin begged plaintiff to allow him in, stating that they needed to talk. Is there a timeline to file? I don't know. Plaintiff, not wanting to make a scene, given defendant's celebrity status and public recognition, reluctantly agreed to let defendant inside his room. You should have known better than that, buddy. I don't give two shits if he's a celebrity. I don't care if the public knows him and all that. You're not getting in my room. Not this time, buddy. I don't care what you say. Therein, defendant McClurkin begged. Does this surprise you? Defendant McClurkin begged plaintiff to have sex with him one last time, but plaintiff refused. Good for you. Later, oh shucky ducky. Later, while plaintiff slept, he awoke to defendant McClurkin mastering himself while also touching and groping plaintiff's body. So wait a freaking minute. He came to your room and asked you to have sex with him one last time, but you said no. At that point, it's time to go. At that point in time, it's time to go. No, I'm not laying down with you no more, buddy. I done asked you to help me come out of this. I don't want to be in this demonic state. My mind is everywhere. My spirit is everywhere. My spirit does not agree with what is in me, and I come to you for help. And this is what you do. You push me into just what I'm trying to seek help for. You're pushing me into it, not away from it. Four different times. You've allowed this man in your room and you wind up in bed with him. But this time, defendant McClurkin begged plaintiff to have with him one last time and plaintiff refused. God bless you. Good for you. Now send him packing. Send him on his way. There's no reason for you to be here. I don't work for you anymore. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Next line says, later, while plaintiff slept, he awoke to defendant McClurkin jacking off while also touching and groping plaintiff's body. How did he end up still being in your room while you sleep? Thank you, Cora. Thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. Happy New Year's to you, sweetie. Shout out to you. Let me put that up. I haven't had one of them in a while. Thank you, baby. Next line says, therein, plaintiff resisted defendant McClurkin's advances, but defendant forced himself on top of plaintiff and began performing oral on him, ignoring plaintiff's repeated verbal refusals. Now that's foul. Therein, plaintiff cried as defendant McClurkin proceeded to grape him. In the following months, defendant McClurkin persistently pressured plaintiff to live with him in California. Dadgummit, why didn't you just say bye? Refused him and okay, time to go. You don't let the devil in once you've resisted him. He resisted him. It says it right here. Defendant McClurkin begged plaintiff to have sex with him one last time, and the plaintiff refused. At that point, that's when you say, okay, time to go. See ya. You don't let the devil stay once you have refused him. You don't let him stay. You think he gonna stop begging for it? So you let him stay there enough to lay down and go to sleep? Hello, Yolanda. And again, I'm not trying to victim shame. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm saying, come on, people, plain and common sense. Don't keep putting yourself in this predicament with the same person over and over again. And then when shit get funky, now you want to sue them. There has to be some accountability here. Now, during all that employment, he very well may, get some change. If I was Donnie, I would settle out of court. Honestly. It says therein plaintiff cried as defendant McClurkin proceeded to grape him. In the following months, defendant McClurkin persistently pressured plaintiff to live with him in California. So he kept in contact with McClurkin in the following months. In the following months, defendant McClurkin persistently pressured plaintiff to live with him in California. Yeah, Yolanda, another one. So this tells me that you have been in contact after he graped you. You have then been in contact with him in the following months. In order for him to persistently pressure you to come live with him, that tells me that you're still in contact with him. After this, around Thanksgiving or Christmas of 2013, while plaintiff was living in Boston, Massachusetts, defendant McClurkin showed up outside the gate at the airport with two of plaintiff's friends and refused to leave until plaintiff agreed to go out with them. Thereafter, plaintiff hesitantly accepted and was ultimately coerced by defendant McClurkin into staying with him in a hotel room afterwards. Defendant again forcibly touched and groped plaintiff's genitals, all without his consent. You went into another hotel room with him. No. You can't sell this one to me. Not this one. This one right here. Thereafter, plaintiff hesitantly accepted and was ultimately coerced by defendant into staying with him in a hotel room afterwards. Defendant again forcibly touched and groped plaintiff's genitals, all without consent. You went into another hotel room with him alone after all the things that you said. Discerning he been lying. He been lying about that for a long time. In or about June 2013, defendant McClurkin persuaded plaintiff to rejoin his church in New York. I'll be damned. Okay, let me calm down for a minute. I ain't going nowhere, but I'm gonna have to light up on this one. In or about June 2013, defendant McClurkin then convinced plaintiff to wait a minute. In or about June 2013, defendant McClurkin persuaded plaintiff to rejoin his church in New York. Are you dead serious? Would you join someone's church if they continuously, according to what you're saying in this lawsuit, kept molestation of you? Would you go back to their church? I mean, even the pastor, the one that's doing all this to you, would have sense enough to not ask that question, can you come back? If he knew what he was doing was wrong. If Donnie felt that what he was doing was wrong, then would he really ask him to come back, join the church? I wouldn't think so. I know I wouldn't go back if I was being asked to come back to the church that somebody abused me. Come on now. On June 26, 2013, defendant McClurkin then convinced plaintiff to accompany him on a trip to Niagara Falls, New York, where defendant forced himself on plaintiff and actually assaulted him in defendant's hotel room, ignoring plaintiff's pleas for him to stop. So in this case, you went to his room this time. This incident happened in Donnie's room. So you went to Donnie's room this time. He didn't come to your room, or you didn't get stuck in the same room as Donnie. Ignoring plaintiff's pleas for him to stop. This time, plaintiff was able to push defendant off, having grown more confident in his sexual identity and no longer subscribing to defendant's doctrine of deliverance. Man, kind of long overdue. After this incident in Niagara Falls, New York on June 28, 2013, defendant McClurkin sent plaintiff an email apologizing for sexually assaulting him that evening. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Here we have a receipt. Well, looky here. From Donald McClurkin to Giuseppe Corletto, June 28, 2013. My apology. The first thing I want to do is apologize again to you. I know I apologized for my wrong attitude from Wednesday, but I want to apologize for all of my behavior that has been wrong and put you in a wrong place. I am the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man, pawning and groping a young man who is just looking for a friendship and close platonic relationship with someone he wants looks to for help, guidance, and spirituality. I was trying to go to a realm of sexuality that wasn't right and wasn't right for you, or me for that matter. I feel so foul, so stupid. I'm old enough to be your father and want to be something else to you. You don't have that desire for me, and I shouldn't have it for you. I forced myself on you, groping on you, and when I think about it, you never really touched me like that at all. Just wanted to sleep together and hug occasionally. I am really embarrassed at how I am and how I acted. You're far too important to be treated like that from me or anyone. I'm not helping you in any way by doing this, and I'm only making a fool out of myself being so desperate. I have no one, and I feel it more than ever, but I was horribly wrong trying to force you into something that you were consistently saying no to. I am too old to be like this. I won't be that to you again. You didn't come back for this. My loneliness is mine to deal with. My desire for you is not right in the way that I'm feeling and handling it. I will be a friend to you and pastor if you'll allow me. But I won't be this broken old man so desperate for you that I violate my purpose in your life and become this. I love you and want you to be who you're supposed to be. I will work on me. I hate being lonely and alone, but I have to go through it. and not like this. Let's move on from here. See you later this or next week, Pastor. I'll be doggone. Well, there you have it. There you have it. He's admitting it. He's definitely admitting it. But once again, I still feel that the individual has a level of accountability too. Yes, he just wanted to be friends. But once you see that somebody has got a different perspective than you draw away from it. You don't give them time after time after time to keep reoffending and violating you. This is crazy. In November 2015. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I can't even get. Let me see if I can get this to be larger. Let me see. I can't. Let me see. Oh, well, let me see. Let me see. How is that? Is that a little better? Can you guys see this? See this now? This is a text message. Use wisdom. My bad. Can you see that? Put a 1 in the chat if you can read this now. Yeah, I agree. Use wisdom. It is weird the way that YouTube has set this up. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can read this. Okay. And I apologize. I didn't know I could make it larger. Let me see if I can make it even larger than this. Okay, you could read it the first time, Yolanda? Okay. For those that were on their phones, maybe, or on a tablet or something like that, it might have been hard to see. And this part right here is a little bit darker than the previous page. Okay, because you're on your phone. Okay, just keep going. In November 2015, while plaintiff was experiencing mental health struggles, he returned to defendant McClurkin's church seeking guidance. Therein, defendant McClurkin engaged in further sexual misconduct against plaintiff, taking advantage of plaintiff's vulnerability and currently fragile mental state. That defendant McClurkin's actions constituted a violation of New York penal law and or, well, this law here. I'm not gonna read all them numbers. And or this, among others. That defendant McClurkin intentionally and for no legitimate purpose forced sexual upon plaintiff without his consent. Herein for the purpose of degrading and or abusing plaintiff and for the purpose of gratifying defendant McClurkin's sexual desires. Yes, plaintiff does have issues. He brought his issues to the church to get help. That defendant McClurkin committed the criminal sexual acts described herein against plaintiff due to an animus against plaintiff's gender and or sexual orientation. That as a result of the subject incident, plaintiff has sustained injury, emotional distress, physical pain, emotional pain and suffering, and loss of enjoyment of life, and claims compensatory and punitive damages herein. The amount of damages sought herein exceeds the jurisdictional limits of all other courts which would otherwise have jurisdiction. As and for a first cause of action, violation of the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Act, New York City Admin Code number blah blah blah. Plaintiff repeats and alleges each and every allegation in all of the preceding paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. The above described conduct of defendant McClurkin, including but not limited to defendant McClurkin's sexual assault and rape of plaintiff DOE within New York City, constitutes a crime of violence and is a crime of violence motivated by gender against plaintiff as defined by the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Act. The above described conduct of defendant McClurkin, including but not limited to defendant McClurkin's sexual assault and rape of plaintiff within New York City, constitutes a crime of violence and is a crime of violence motivated by gender as defined in New York City Administrative Code. That defendant McClurkin's actions herein constituted a serious risk of physical injury to plaintiff. That defendant McClurkin committed the improper conduct herein against plaintiff because he was a male. As a direct and proximate result of the aforementioned crimes of violence and gender-motivated violence, plaintiff has sustained and will continue to sustain monetary damages, physical injury, pain and suffering, and serious psychological and emotional distress, entitling him to an award of compensatory and punitive damages, injunctive and declaratory relief, attorney's fees and costs, and other remedies as this court may deem appropriate damages as set forth in 10-1104. I believe so, Mr. Phillips. The above described conduct of defendant McClurkin constitutes an actual offense as defined in Article 130 of the New York Penal Law. That the conduct of defendant McClurkin in the assault and rape described in this complaint constituted a misdemeanor or felony against plaintiff, presented a serious risk of physical injury to plaintiff, that was perpetrated because of plaintiff's gender, that was perpetrated in part because of animus against plaintiff's gender, and resulted in injury to plaintiff. As a direct and proximate result of defendant McClurkin's unlawful conduct, as alleged herein above, plaintiff has suffered physical injury, severe emotional distress, and anxiety, humiliation, embarrassment, economic harm, and other consequential damages. I can't speak straight. Plaintiff also seeks reasonable attorney fees as provided under 18 U.S.C. 1595A and the VGMVPL, New York City Administrative Code 10-1104. That as a result of the foregoing, plaintiff has sustained injury, emotional pain and suffering, physical pain, emotional distress, celibacy, pain and suffering, and loss of enjoyment of life, and claims compensatory and punitive damages herein. As a result of the foregoing, the amount in damages sought herein exceeds the jurisdictional limits of all other courts which would otherwise have jurisdiction. As and for a second cause of action, sexual assault, plaintiff repeats, reiterates, and realleges each and every allegation contained above as if the same were set forth more fully at length herein. In committing the sexual assault described herein, defendant McClurkin had the real and apparent ability to cause imminent harmful or offensive bodily contact to plaintiff and intentionally did a menacing act that threatened such contact to plaintiff, all while plaintiff had not provided consent to such contact. The actual assault and exploitation committed by defendant McClurkin caused apprehension of such contact in plaintiff. The alleged conduct constitutes as actual assault and rape. Yes, it does use wisdom. There's two lives. One is landscape, one is portrait. The alleged conduct constituted a violation of New York Penn Law 130.20, 130.35, 130.52, blah, 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 among other sections, and this action to recover damages from such conduct is protected under CPLR 213-C. As a direct and proximate result of that intentional, harmful, and or offensive conduct, plaintiff suffered general and special damages. As and for a third cause of action, which is actual battery. Hold on just a second. I need to get a sip. Sorry about that. Ooh. Okay, where did I leave off? Plaintiff repeats, reiterates, and realleges each and every allegation contained above as if the same were set forth more fully at length herein. In committing the actual assault described herein, defendant McClurkin touched plaintiff without plaintiff's consent and with the intention of causing harmful or offensive bodily contact to plaintiff. The alleged conduct constituted actual battery. The alleged conduct constituted a violation of New York Penn Law, blah, 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 among other sections. And this action to recover damages from such conduct is protected under CPLR 213-C. As a direct and proximate result of that intentional, harmful, or offensive contact, plaintiff suffered general and special damages. Plaintiff Giuseppe Corletto hereby demands a trial by jury. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, plaintiff Giuseppe Corletto demands judgment against defendant Donald A. McClurkin Jr. on the first, second, and third causes of action as follows. A. Awarding compensatory damages in an amount to be proved at trial, but in any event in an amount that exceeds the jurisdictional limits of all lower courts, which would otherwise have jurisdiction to the extent permitted by law. B. Awarding punitive damages to the extent permitted by law. C. Awarding costs and fees of this action, including attorney's fees, to the extent permitted by law. D. Awarding prejudgment interest to the extent permitted by law. And E. Awarding such other and further relief as this court may deem just and proper. Dated New York, New York, January 2nd, 2026. And his attorney's name is Thomas B. Giuffra, Giuffra. What do y'all think? If you were on the jury and you heard this entire case as it's laid out right here, be honest. What would you think? Would you say that this was a consensual relationship gone bad? Would you think that The defendant is completely guilty on everything, solely himself, with no other accountability from the other person? Or would you say that party number two, the plaintiff, kind of fell for the okey doke and continued to keep going back? I would honestly say if he would have stopped it the first time, he would have the same rights. But to continue to go back and go back, you made it. It got worse and worse and worse. And if they're asking for a jury trial, these are the things that the jury is going to start talking about. How many times did you have to go back before you got it? Looking at that email or text message, I should say, from Donnie, he admitted that this guy didn't want all that. But you have to wonder, okay, Yolanda, you've missed a lot. You're gonna have to go through the replay. You're definitely gonna have to go replay from the beginning. You've missed quite a bit. Either way it goes, this young man did not go to that church to be further confused. Would that be his armor bearer? Yeah. It depends on how he called him his assistant. So, and depending on what church you go to, some churches call him armor bearer, some call him personal assistant. Either way it goes, he was employed by him at some point in time. But the reason that this young man came to this church in the first place was that he was grappling with his sexuality. And he read Donnie's book. Donnie's book said, I've overcome this lifestyle that I know is not of God. And God brought me out. It's a book that gives people that's grappling with that some kind of, something to hold on to, that I too can come out of this. And he went to that church only to find he was jumping from the frying pan into the fire. Donnie ain't nowhere near delivered, according to his own words in that email or text. So all that, Lord brought me out, Lord brought me out. Maybe he did at that moment, but he fell. He backslid. He backslid. It's just like someone addicted to substances, illegal substances. If you're trying to kick a habit that you know you ain't got no business doing, you don't keep going to the crack house. If you want to stop smoking weed, stop going to the dispensary. You can't walk into the dispensary and then tell the dispensary, the salesperson, that they're wrong because they're trying to sell you some weed. And you cave and buy it. Is that the salesman's fault? Because we're mixing some spirituality into the world, so to speak. Just like Donnie says, we fall down, but we get up. He fell down. He keeps falling down. And he keeps falling down. And then he brought this young man down there. He fell with him. They fell together. I don't know. But when you force yourself on someone, that's the problem. And if this man said no, and you did it to him anyway, then yes, you are a rapist. I don't care how well you sing. That's a good question, Catherine. Again, all that stuff will be considered. Now, was he given the job as armor bearer before or after the first time he was touched? That's the question. I would have to go back in this lawsuit and check the dates. But I know, me personally, I wouldn't accept a job from somebody who's trying to have an appropriate relationship with me. I would not accept a job with them after that. There's accountability there. Because then you're putting yourself in harm's way. All money ain't good money. That's all I'm saying. All money ain't good money. Absolutely, Yolanda. Boy, Cat Williams said it back in 2024. At the beginning of the new year, he said, all lies will be revealed. He said 2024, all lies will be revealed, and they're still being revealed. We don't know that, Catherine. See, we don't know. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. There's times, I mean, he knocked on your door, and the next line says you woke up and he was sucking your dick. He came to your hotel room and you resisted. The next line says you woke up and he was sucking your dick. What happened from the time you refused him and the time you woke up and he was sucking your dick? What happened between that time frame? If you resisted him, why would you let him stay in your room? If this man is trying to come up on you in a way that you don't want no more parts of that. You don't want no parts of that, but you allow him to come in, and the next thing we know, you in the bed sleep, and he's sucking on your dick. So that tells me that you let him in, time passed long enough for you to lay down and go to sleep, got mighty comfortable to go to sleep. I wouldn't want to sleep around somebody who's been molesting me in my sleep. I mean, let's talk plain and common sense. And again, I'm not victim shaming because there are situations in here that if guilty, Donnie is foul. If the man said no and he forced himself in him or whatever he did to him, force by force, after this man said no, no means no. It doesn't necessarily mean he accepts the sexual advances. He accepted a job. That doesn't mean he was in agreement, because you got to remember why he was there in the first place. He was there trying to seek help and trying to have someone who could identify with what he was struggling with in his spirit, his mind. I understand why he was there, but when you found that this guy wasn't quite who you thought he was, you can't draw blood out of a turnip. You can't. And that's all I'm saying, is that there are things in this lawsuit that I question. And then there's things in this lawsuit that I'm like, oh, that's messed up. The fact that Donnie admitted to being wrong, that helps him. That helps Giuseppe's case extremely. That helps his case extremely. But the acceptance of a job does not mean you accept the advances. But once they're once I mean, if you know that this is the pattern, at what level are you responsible? That's all I'm saying. I think to a certain level, they're both culpable in some ways. But on a criminal level, most definitely Donnie. Because if he forced himself on this young man and that man said no, it's no different than a woman. If a man did it to a woman. But see, the difference here is that there's also a level of we don't know what's being whispered in other people's ears. You know, it's easy to say, oh, he raped me. He forced himself on me. But then you have to explain how you keep going in the same room with this person over and over and over and over again. Then you have to wonder, was it really like that? Isn't that the truth, Yolanda? We need a time machine, don't we? Where is our time machine? And you know what, Yolanda? It ain't gonna get no better. It ain't gonna get no better. We are watching everything play out in our faces. Some of the things that we were brought up, as kids, when the world's coming to the end, it's coming to an end. And the sky's gonna open up and Jesus gonna come down and take all his people. Blah 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 blah. And now we seeing some stuff that they talked about in the Bible. We are seeing it. They said there would be wars and rumors of wars. And what are we doing? What are we doing right now? This country accepts things that we would never accept 20 years ago. It's outright okay now. It's just fine. Be yourself. I don't stop anybody from being a human being. But what you do with yourself is between you and God. I agree with human rights. But how you conduct yourself outside of that, that's between you and God. So some communities have it better than others in terms of, where they get their backing, where they get their strength from. I know when black folks was fighting for equal rights and all that, they didn't get half of the backing that you see a lot of the other people that we know about. Oh, they get all kind of backing. They get all kind of rights. And they're human too. But so were black people. Black people, even though some folks seem to think they was property, pieces of property. No, they were human beings. And people treated them like property. And some people still treat them like property, but I ain't gonna go there. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging with me for these last couple of hours. I know it's been a long one. It's been a long one, but I wanted to get this out for you guys to see. Hold on just a second. Get this back up. Okay. I just wanted to share this with everybody because, again, I jumped on it as soon as I could. And we'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens with this, as well as Tyler Perry's case, But I mean to tell you, they falling out of the woodwork. They coming out of the woodwork now. All kinds of stuff, especially in the spiritual realm. What is her name? Oh my God. I can't remember this woman's name. She's a pastor. Now, she used to be on some reality show. They say that her church is a cult. I can't remember her name. She was on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or something like that. I can't remember what her name is. But now she's in the media doing the most. So we are in some times that, man, I'm telling you, y'all better get it right. Me too. I'm not saying just y'all. All of us need to get it right. Get it right while you can. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. I appreciate you. So, with all that said, it's time to go. I'm going to get up out of here and stretch my legs, and hopefully, I'll see you in a couple hours. maybe an hour and a half or so. I'm not sure yet, so I won't promise. But I appreciate you guys hanging with me tonight. And until tomorrow night, love y'all. You said check out my email I sent you. I sure will. I sure will, Mr. Phillips. Take a look at Jamal's wife's dress and give us your point of view on it at a later date. I certainly will, Satin. All right. I love you guys. Love you, nephew. I see them blue hearts. It's so good to see you guys again tonight. So, good night, everybody. And yes, God is revealing all the false prophets and peoples. You know, ain't nothing wrong with us having fun. But doggone it, don't hide behind that. Don't hide behind God and do people foul. Just don't do it. It's not going to be a good look. It really isn't. Thank you, you guys, and I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Hey there, my kinfolk, thanks for stopping by Auntie Mickey's house, where we reach for the sky. Every comment and smile, you make my heart glow. Together we're strong, together we grow. From gossip to politics, we cover it all. Sharing laughs and thoughts, having a ball. Your support means everything that I know. Feels like family here in this sweet show. So let's keep it flowing, keep the love alive. Every moment together makes me thrive. You're more than viewers, you're my kinfolk. You see, my gratitude runs deep as the sea. Thank you for being here, for sharing your time with each comment, with each rhyme. You're my kinfolk, my family, my crew. So much love to all of you. Turn up the camera, let's make it bright. Your support lifts me up, takes flight.